All right, another Aidan O'Connell video here. It was probably a disappointing loss if you're a Raiders fan. This could have gone a lot better. It started off a lot better, certainly. But I did think we saw some flashes in this game with Aidan O'Connell. I thought that he did do some nice things here, and I guess that is kind of the main positive takeaway is you have a young quarterback who who knows where we're going with Aidan O'Connell. The Raiders are in a weird spot where they don't have, they're not really bad enough to get like a great pick for a quarterback. So he's, at the very least, an option for next season. Well, let's talk about how this option played in this season. We're starting off with this play. It's going to be a man coverage play. It's cover 2-man, and you're going to run just a quick pick play. You have a receiver trying to clear out space for Jacoby Myers. Watch as Aidan O'Connell takes the snap. What's interesting about this is, so it was man coverage, but multiple Kansas City players sort of in this concept get confused and are going towards the tight end on this play. Myers, who was already Aidan O'Connell's first read on this play, is now wide open, which is certainly very exciting if you are a Raiders fan in this moment. 3rd down and 5, obviously, so an important play. But I do like where O'Connell puts this football. As you see, puts it right on the money for Jacoby Myers, who gets to this point. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and say this was the most unbelievable pass from Aidan O'Connell. We saw it. We know it was he did his job, right? You get credit for something like that. But also, this was a well schemed up play and just a well executed play by the Raiders. Watch Jacoby Myers juke out the safety and get into the end zone for a touchdown. To me, part of what you like about this, if you're a Raiders fan, is, again, hey, season's not necessarily over yet. I know it's not looking great, but it's not necessarily over yet. But more so for the future, you're going to have a lot of these guys next year. So the fact that they can run these concepts effectively is still promising for next season. So that's what you like to see. Also heading over here, so it's going to be this is a great throw by Aidan O'Connell. It's zone coverage. You have, once again, Jacoby Myers, who, again, has really been a great addition for the Raiders. Kind of was brought in to fit the Josh McDaniels scheme, and obviously that's kind of not worked out perfectly at this point. But I did feel like he was a real underrated player for the Raiders, for the Patriots, and I did like the addition, and he's been great for them. But anyway, way this concept works, zone coverage. As you see, O'Connell is going to take the snap. He is going to look to Myers' direction, and, it's not wide open by any means. And in fact, a lot of times you see a quarterback make this throw because they see the corner has their back turned towards the quarterback. That's not the case here. Corner is still looking at O'Connell. He's ready to read this play. But O'Connell says, you know what? I think I can make this play work anyways. It's 3rd down and 6. We're playing the Chiefs. You got to be aggressive. Let's see what we can do. As you see, watch this throw, gets it over the corner. That's a thing of beauty. It really is. Great throw there by O'Connell on that play. So, hey, showing flashes for sure, and that's part of what you want to see out of a young quarterback. We all talk about can you do the simple stuff? Can you run the offense? But you also want to see flashes of what are you going to do that Teddy Bridgewater can't do, right? What are you going to do that a decent quarterback can't do? Well, maybe Bridgewater can do that, here and there, but it's nice to see that O'Connell can also make a high quality throw like that one. Going over here, what's going to happen is there's going to be this is a running play, key running play, because, Josh Jacobs, I think people were starting to ask is Josh Jacobs washed, question at certain points this season. Well, this game was a nice bounce back from him. Largely, great numbers due to this one play. I thought he looked good just, regardless, but this was the key play where you have the main block is going to be a double team block with the tight end and left tackle. As you see, O'Connell is going to give the ball to Josh Jacobs, who gets to this point. There's a window, really well done block to generate that window. And one of the things I love about Jacobs is how quick he can get through a hole. As you see, watch him shoot through that gap and gets to this point where now he just has the safety to beat. So good blocking, still requires a good running back to be able to get through the gap, but, kind of at the same time, that's not the most difficult part of a running back's job on certain plays. To me, what separates the good running backs from the great ones is, can you make a safety miss in open space? Can you turn a big gain into a house call? Well, as you see, watch him be able to make the move, gets that little quick stiff arm, gets all the way into the end zone for a touchdown. There's the Josh Jacobs we know, right? And in many ways, I think the Raiders felt like going into this season that Josh Jacobs being a kind of, elite level running back was a key way they were going to be able to potentially, go on a run. If things were going to go well, he was going to be a key figure, and him not necessarily being that key figure early on was disappointing, but seeing him kind of become Josh Jacobs again, oh yeah, I remember that guy. That's certainly cool to see. And also something like this, I mean, talk about a great throw. This is a great throw by Aidan O'Connell. So it's going to be man coverage. You have Jakobi Meyers running a one-on-one matchup on the outside right here. It's a 3rd down and 4 situation. So, okay, well, O'Connell takes the snap. He's going to look up in Myers' direction, maybe even a little telling that Myers is the guy he's looking to first and foremost, not Adams. I think it's, a bit of an easier matchup there, I'm assuming, or just a matchup he likes better, or just a route he likes better, maybe, because I don't think Adams is running deep. Anyway, it just goes to show the confidence he has in Myers, because definitely a lot of times you throw that one up towards Adams as well. That being said, Jakobi Meyers, this is not one of the routes where he has generated the most separation over the course of his career. In fact, there's not a lot of separation at all at this point. So, that's kind of it's going to take a great throw. It really is. As you see, Aidan O'Connell makes a great throw. I mean, that's the thing of beauty right there. Incredible catch by Myers, but incredible throw from Aidan O'Connell. These are really tough plays. Again, if you're a Pro Football Focus grader, you're rating that as a big-time throw, right? I mean, I know I am, at least. I mean, that was a really impressive throw there by Aidan O'Connell. So yeah, I mean, as a whole, how do we evaluate this performance against Kansas City? In many ways, it was I think a very good one, I would say, by O'Connell. It was, one of his better games, I think. We've certainly seen him have worser games in the NFL. At the same time, though, I don't want to sit here and say like everything he did was perfect. There definitely were some missed throws throughout this game, so there were some negatives on top of this. So I'm not saying it was perfect or anything like that. Definitely the missed throws have to be cleaned up, and who knows if they will be. I also think it's reasonable to say that like what's the ceiling with Aidan O'Connell, right? I mean, while yes, he did do some really impressive stuff in this game, he also doesn't exactly have the kind of plays where he's throwing off balance 50 yards down the field, right? And while at the end of the day, you certainly would rather have Aidan O'Connell than Zach Wilson, right? Preferably, I think you would still like a guy maybe with more upside. So for him to, it's kind of the thing we always go back to, right? Is he wasn't a first-round pick. And because he wasn't a first-round pick, he's going to have to get good in a hurry, right? He doesn't get the luxury that some other players have of getting years and years to play well. At this point, he's shown enough to me that like you still view him as an option moving into 2024. If a great quarterback falls in your lap, you don't say no because you have Aidan O'Connell, but he has shown enough flashes and enough solid performances that you can sit here and say, hey, maybe we draft a guy in the 5th round next year, but also go with Aidan O'Connell and see how that works if there's no other great option. But if there is a great option, we take the great option. That's kind of how I view all of that. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.